Don't miss it. My name is Paul Barron. Welcome back into Tech Path. All right, I want to get into a couple of points. First of all, and I think everybody probably saw the BONK video yesterday, but that aside, it really is more about what's happening with Solana, the ecosystem, the Solana Saga, the phone, etc. The phone sold out, absolutely just flew off the shelves after we saw the BONK injection into the phone in terms of the airdrop. So all of that played into, I don't know if this was planned by Anatoly or what, but it was just brilliant. And if you look at just BONK in general, I mean, this thing was in the 60s. This token is now number 43. Let me zoom in on that for you guys. That's number 43. Look at the ones it has skipped over Algorand, over Arbitrum, Stacks, Helium, Phantom, Maker. I mean, this is pretty amazing for this to come up so quickly. I don't know, is this the next crazy meme coin that could take over the ecosystem, especially around Solana, all of this? Now, thinking about Solana, you have to think about the phone. The question has always been, and we've done many videos on the Solana Saga and the opportunity that it represented. You know, and I think a lot of people were looking at it and saying, well, it didn't look like it was going to take off, and then of course this happened and it did take off. So now we're in a very different place. I want to play this clip for you guys because this gets into a full recap of what happened yesterday. Listen in.
You're going to get one of these, and that's going to be the key to claiming your BONK and claiming a few other things. When you open the BONK app, there's going to be a claim my BONK. For me, it already says claimed, but it's going to pop up this thing that says claim, and it's that simple. That's how you claim your BONK.
Why the heck are all these Solana degens going and buying the Solana Saga? I literally just bought the phone and it cost me $645. The BONK alone I get is worth $670. Is rumored to get more airdrops just like BONK. It is Solana's first phone ever created. So it's a piece of Solana history, and also this is a very secure phone when it comes to Web3 technologies. We just saw earlier today that Ledger had a massive malware issue.
Today, Ledger was hacked, along with MetaMask, and truthfully, this almost took all of crypto out.
Basically, some employee at Ledger fell victim to a phishing attack.
The problem is that this kind of shit keeps happening with Ledger.
It might sound hard to believe, but this is not a scam. It's actually insane. I just spent $2,500 buying 4 phones, and right now that 30 million BONK is worth $862 as I'm filming. Not to mention people that bought the phone months ago are already up thousands of dollars through airdrops, whitelists, and other stuff that you get. And there's only 20,000 of them, so if you want one, hurry, because I'm sure they'll sell out soon.
We had the Coinbase, the Binance, the Crypto.com listing, all in a matter of 24 hours. Listen, I'm just a moron, but I'm a moron that keeps his word.
I'm vanilla, baby. I'll choke you, but I ain't no killer, baby. She 28 telling me I'm still a baby. I get love in Detroit like...
Hey, listen, you guys come here for entertainment too, I hope. Hopefully that's the case. The point being is that all this happened yesterday, and it's rolling up into what is now a sold-out Saga phone. Now, what does this mean for the ecosystem? How does this play forward? We'll break it all down for you. Before we head on into that sector, since the Saga phone is sold out, you're going to need another Christmas stocking stuffer. That one's gone. So jump over to Tangem and let's go into self-custody the right way. Get into Tangem. It's very simple. Jump over to their website, just tangem.com. Use our link because you're going to get additional 10% off there. And what I would recommend is go over there and get the 3-card set. The 3-card set is the way to go. You've got one to carry with you, you've got an extra, and then you've got a hidden one, whatever your security methods are. But the cool thing is Tangem will give you a great journey into a self-custody wallet, physical wallet that you can hold in your other wallet, and it's a great tool. People I think will like this, so check it out. All right, so I want to get into the not so winners of yesterday, and I want to go back to Marques Brownlee. Now, we did a full video on this when he did his fail of the Saga phone, and we countered with that saying, hey, not so fast. Let's just give this some time. There's some opportunity here. Listen in.
If you took the crypto out of this phone, it would at least have potential for one specific crypto stack, one that happens to also be tanking pretty hard and has been tanking for months. This becomes the perfect embodiment of crypto in 2023. At best, ahead of its time. would anybody pay $600 for a barely above average, well-built Android phone that happens to have some crypto features built in? You can get a lot more phone for $600.
Getting into who this phone is for, most of the time is pretty typical of a Marques Brownlee review. It just did not exist here. You're a different kind of buyer than anybody out there because you're a crypto native, and that value to you is much greater than the $1,000 price tag of that phone. This was another advantage. Concluding the first mint on Claynosaurs, one of the hottest NFTs out there right now. We've got 100 whitelist spots across the hottest NFT mints on Solana just for Saga users. I don't know how to say it any better because now you're getting paid essentially to have this device. There is nothing else out there like that on the market at all. It's kind of sad for Marques because he picked the wrong horse, unfortunately, because obviously Solana has come up from $8 on the floor after post FTX. And now we are at 10x, now approaching 10x already with Solana's price. So tanking, not the right word. The other thing is the ecosystem now, the phone, you don't have to pay for it. It pays you to have it. So I think these are the kind of launches that Web 2 companies, including phone makers, are going to sit back and watch and go, oh shit. All right, so I want to jump over to this clip right here. And this is Anatoly talking with Laura Shin from the Unchained podcast. And this is interesting because this happened well before all of this was going on. And I think you can kind of see what he was thinking at the time. But listen in.
I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, that there's only been about 2,500 units that have sold, which is an underwhelming number.
And it's, I think, a really, really good device. We got really good reviews from the people that got it, the Solana super fans. They loved it.
Do you use that as your main phone?
So I'd say my work phone is my iPhone. This is kind of my NFT phone.
I'm assuming, correct me if I'm wrong, that was like a disappointment that it didn't sell better. What are your plans with the phone?
Yeah, we're debating this internally. Like, we really needed to hit I think 25,000 to 50,000 units to feel like there is a hardcore user base for developers to be compelled to ship applications.
I think now, of course, his tone's probably going to be quite a bit different. I'll show you some tweets here on that. But here's Solana Mobile. Wow, what a day. We've officially sold out of Saga in the US. Huge thanks to everyone who's been part of this journey. Friends to Europe, we've still got a few left for you. Stay tuned into what's next. Toly also kind of jumped in on his tweet right here, if you guys are following him out on Twitter. But I think we might have just overcome the first hurdle, but there's still a tremendous amount of work to be done. So I like that in a founder, just in understanding, hey, getting past that first little clip and getting your day in the sun is important. Further into this, another tweet by Toly right here. Show me what you got, Solana Mobile. If you're on an Android dev, now's your chance to relaunch an app to 20,000 of crypto's most terminally online mobile users with no restrictions on tokens or NFTs. That to me opens up a huge potential wave of devs coming into an ecosystem that may have got its first real ray of hope. And this to me could be the thing that mobile and crypto has been waiting for. All right, so another tweet here from D-Reader. And this is interesting because they're kind of going about it. Should we save a portion of the supply for our beloved Saga users? So now you've got other potential strategies being implemented to possibly do more airdrops on that. And that, I think, is the key here. You look at what's happening in the ecosystem around Apple and Android, nothing like that is happening right now. This is really a new way of potentially creating loyalty. And I think that is the cool thing. And it's the thing I've talked about often is that this to me is one of the key features of blockchain and crypto, especially in these ecosystems like Solana, Avalanche, et cetera, that are able to do that. If you look at what's happening on the NFT markets, you can go over to Crypto Slam, take a quick look in the 24, and guess what? Let me zoom in on that for you guys a little bit. Look at Solana jumping ETH in the 24 right now. So things are popping on Solana. And when you think about that, Magic Eden, we just had them on the show this week. This, of course, is the Claynosaurs, the Call of Saga. This is the one that you get free with the Saga phone. So again, also on the move. And then don't stop there, because remember when we had Helium on the show? We just had Frank on last week. And the hotspot that we mentioned at the time, this thing's sold out. It's gone. And this is the kind of I guess the business-oriented hotspot of this with which is going to extend the network within the Helium system. So you got two things happening here, the HNT token to watch and the mobile token on Helium Mobile to watch. So all of this plays in a very interesting time. I want to cut to a clip here. This was our interview with Frank. Listen in. Building out a mobile network, no telecom experience, et cetera, yada, yada. Why do you think you guys can do that?
It was quite hard to encourage folks to jump in because they thought there must be catch to this. It's way too cheap. We are just literally trying everything, and you cannot assume that you know anything about this space, especially the folks that keep thinking traditional. Traditional is the past. How people want their service and how they consume the data moving forward could be different. And if they're all living off of the past, they should know that nobody likes their service provider.
Oh, for sure.
It doesn't matter if I know anything about the telco industry. Like, I can't remember the last time anyone said that. I love my phone plan. So if anyone's listening, stop getting fleeced by your telco plan. Get out of it and join us. HelloHelium.com.
All right, so that was kind of an ad for Helium in a way, but the point is they've been successful. They've done what they said they were going to do. They launched within Miami, rolled out that $5 plan, and then, because we had them on the show on the $5 plan, I said, there's no way you can hold this, and they didn't, but they went up to a plan level, $20 for nationwide, all data, all voice. And to me, this changes everything in the mobile business because now you've got not only a great phone plan within an existing ecosystem and a growing ecosystem, but it's also riding on the Solana network that is most likely going to have all these integrated airdrops, loyalty features, things of that nature. Then you throw things like Saga in here, and now you've got an opportunity for the hardware makers. So that's the next step. And Frank and I talked about that in the interview. So go back and listen to that full interview because we were talking about partnerships on equipment and on hardware that could play into this in the future. Also, they had their 12 days of Christmas. These guys aren't messing around. iPhone 15, custom PC, PS5. This is crazy. MacBook Air, what's up next? Well, right there, number 16 coming up soon. Real reason I have 1,000 phones, Helium Mobile, $20 a month. So if you did that, you'd have 20,000. I don't know if this is true or not, but there's actually video of this guy putting together a whole stack of phones. I feel like it's just like mining with a phone plan. But essentially you earn, of course, tokens within the ecosystem there on this. So for this particular person, he's gaining. And we just signed up on the Helium program. I can attest, very simple to do. You do have to be somewhat native to Web3, but I think that's going to come faster too as more people start to realize what is really ahead of them. Last up here was this last tweet from Anatoly, and I think he hit it on the head. Every breakout startup, let me zoom in on that for you guys. Every breakout startup or product has to go into cockroach mode because to be a breakout, it has to be a little early. I totally agree with that. Sometimes when you're not ready to get out there on the bleeding edge, you can't really discover the creativity that kind of comes underneath it and lifts it to the next level. This has happened with many of products. If you think about how the iPod launched and what it meant for music and then eventually for podcasts, I kind of think about that the same way Saga launched is, very early, only early adopters were willing to do it. The smart people, kind of the misfits, as Steve Jobs would say. I think that's where we are right now, guys. And fortunately, you guys are watching this show, so you're part of that misfit crew. And the way that you can get really involved in the misfit crew is join the Diamond Circle. And that's very simple. All you have to do is click the link down below. It will get you into the Diamond Circle, and it's a super way to get additional content. We have a couple of podcasts over there. Very easy to do. If you guys want to follow me on X, it's @PaulBaron. We'll catch you next time right here on TechPath.